So we'll start with this one, and I'm going to go to the Develop panel. I'm going to bring my exposure up a little bit and increase the contrast. I'm going to bring up the magenta just a little bit to there, and then warm it up. And I'm going to bring down my blacks, and I'm going to pull the highlights down just a little bit to there. And then in the luminance panel, I'm going to pull out a little bit of that orange to there. So then I'm going to right click and go to Edit in Photoshop. Okay, and close out some of this stuff. So in here, I'm going to just clone this corner and work on cleaning up her skin. So, with a big brush, I'm just going to work on cloning this corner. And then there's a little spot on her toe that just bothers me. I'm going to zoom in and clean up some of this. There's like some fuzz on her and in her hair. So I'm just going to use the patch tool, which is here. Trace it, pull it down. I love shooting babies wrapped on these flocati rugs, but they tend to get fuzz everywhere. Then I'm just going to go through and clean up some of these little areas on her face. And I don't get rid of all the bumps on her nose. They're called milia, so I leave those. But just to kind of clean some of this up. Now I'm going to leave the birthmark. And then she's got one on her eye too. I'm going to clean up this little spot there. Then I'm going to zoom back out. I'm going to lighten a little bit of this right here. So I'm going to go to my curves. And then I'm just going to bring up the midtones to there. Go into the layer panel and hit Command I to invert it. And then with a soft brush at 10%, I'm going to just paint that on lightly. Go over this little area here. Just right there. Good. So for smoothing skin, I use portraiture. So I'm going to go to my background layer, duplicate that layer, go to Filter, Portraiture. I have my smoothing set to medium, and then I just change the sharpness and softness to 2, the warmth and brightness to +1, and I hit OK. And then I always bring it down usually to like 40 to 50%. So I like it at 44. And then I just kind of erase over their eyes and nose just in case you got any on there. So I like a more natural look. And you can see kind of in this area where it's just blended some of that patchiness together, but she still looks pretty natural. Next, I'm going to go back to my background layer. I'm going to select a brush, and I'm just going to pick a nice pink color in here. And then I want to go to a gradient fill. I'm going to select radial, reverse it, and hit OK. And if you ever decide you don't like the color, you can click on this box here. It'll bring it back up. Click on the gradient, and then you click on these stops, and you can kind of move it around to wherever you want. Let's make it a little bit more pink. Okay, and you want to do both sides to there. And then I go in the layers panel with a soft black brush now at 100%. I am going to begin erasing this off of her. And I know some people use a brush to just paint this stuff on. I prefer doing it this way, just because I feel like it gives a more even, uniform look. And I'm going to move down to 50%, go over this wrap. And then 20%, just going to start blending around her just to make her blend in more and not look so harsh. Here. And I'm going to lower the layer opacity. I'm going to bring it down to 67%. Now, if you wanted to change the color of the wrap, say you wanted to make it more pink, you could go to color balance, and just looking at the wrap, you're just going to start playing with the color. Let's say right there, I'm going to invert that layer again, so Command I. And with a soft white brush, I'm going to start at 60% and just start painting that wrap to make it a little bit more pink so it matches the rug a little bit more. You can also completely change the color of the wrap if you wanted, and the rug really, if you decided that you wanted them to be a different color. That's a good way to get more use out of what you have instead of going broke buying a flocati in every single color they have. So if you wanted to do that, let's click on this panel again, and you would just really play with these colors. So you could make it purple, like that. You could make it hot pink. You could take it the other way, make it a yellow color, bring it to green. Anyway, you get the point. So you could do the same thing with the rug as well. I like it pink like that. So it's just, you know, a really light change. And that's all I would do with that one.